Hello, everybody, and welcome to Malts and Meeples. One second here. I have to make sure that camera is adjusted. I ran out of time, really, to get everything set up well. So, you get to see a little on-the-fly adjustment. But I hope everybody had a really good weekend. I had a very good weekend. It was a chance to get outside and do some things here. But then also on Saturday, you can see the article over on nerdologist.com. I partook in a fairly big board game market and sold about 45 games, I want to say. Barely put a dent in my shelves, but I mean, that's still a number of games there. And today, we're back to more My City Roll and Build. We're going to be going through Chapter 2. Let's get down to the table and find Chapter 2, Episode 4. I will say, I did realize I messed up scoring last time. I scored too high on the very last game. I did catch it, but yeah, that was a mistake. So, tonight's drink, we have a Sipping Pretty from Odell Brewing. I will not tip it much because I just opened it and it's full. So let's go ahead and start diving into Chapter 2, which is called The Churches, and Episode 4. As more and more settlers arrive, the church also joins your community. The church builders have precise ideas about which buildings should be built. As you develop your city, you must now consider where church buildings are to be built as your building space is limited. Churches. From Episode 4, the compass side of the dice now has a special importance. When the compass is rolled, the other two dice are ignored and a church will be constructed instead. In addition, anyone who fills in the next free circle down here everyone fills in the next free circle on the line, construct churches in the order shown at the bottom of their sheet. Then they draw the shape on a single or of the church shown in that circle. When all existing compass circles are filled in, the compass doesn't have a special effect. You all construct the same church. You also see which churches are still to be constructed, and so on and so forth. And so, it's mainly worth noting that the second church is kind of a plus sign. So, it's just going to take up more room. Excuse me. And so if you don't construct a church, or it looks like there are a couple spots for not constructing a church. So basically, if you can't place it or if you don't want to place it, you don't have to. You can only do that twice. We still have our trees and rocks, our empty spaces. I don't know why I have a cough. I have not had one all day. Our building types adjacent to each other, and our 4 buildings adjacent to the well. So let's get going here. And starting out with 3 shaded. Let's actually start down here. Take out a rock. Let's see what we get next. L shape, shaded. Even though there's a river between them, they are adjacent. So far, so good. Two X. Let's do that there. All right, we can ignore these 2. We are placing the first church building. And churches don't score for like grouping buildings together or anything like that. Worth noting. Of course, don't have a good spot to connect that X building now. Probably should have thought of that when I placed it there, but that's okay. Not have that one part of the group is not that big a deal. Perfect. Gotta start getting across the river. I do have some flexibility for that, so let's do that. And let's continue. See what happens here. 4 shaded. Oh, that works. Perfect. There are some shapes now that I'm really looking for. I mean, that one's not bad. Oh, that actually is good. Because now we've connected that. I mean, we only have 2 X's, but if we can get something there and then across the river. Oh, another church. So this one is the one that sucks. Took out some trees, but that is the best spot I could have put that one. That's unfortunate. Solid, huh? Let's do... So I have 1 adjacent to the well now. Can I get up to 4? Square, shaded. Oh, that's way less than ideal. Actually, I would have to put it there and cover up a tree. I'm just going to ignore that one. And I forgot to do that and that. Now we have another church. Let's do that one down here. There aren't like bonus scoring for churches right now. There will be eventually if it follows the board game. Oh, and we have our final church in the church district. We have 2 next to the well. This one is our shaded L shape. Let's do that one there. Ooh. solid square. It's down 2 points, but up 3 points. Oh, solid. All right, so we ignore this. We're just looking at a 2 shaded. Let's do it right here. Because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 over there. 1, 2 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not as good as sometimes, that's for sure. Okay, we have an L shaded. That's actually pretty good. Takes out some more stones. We have room still for a lot of the shapes. L with an X. I want to go this way, but I'm actually going to do it right here. Loses me 2 points because of those trees, but it works out because now I can go there, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 connected. I have a couple wanted spots. What do we have here? All right, perfect final one actually. Because we are definitely stopping here. Only -1 point there. We can see 4 trees, 0 rocks, 2 empty spaces, and then solid buildings. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adjacent. Stripy buildings, 1, 2, 3, 4 adjacent. And X's, 1, 2, 3, 4 adjacent. We have 4 adjacent to the well. No additional scoring for churches. So we just total this up. We're +1 there. 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 18. So if I were to extrapolate, 18, 36, 46, 54. 54 gets us a pretty good score. So last time I think I told us that we were at the mayor level. I think we were at the building inspector level actually. Well, there we have sheet 1. Let's flip over now to chapter 5. The churches are gaining influence in your community. The different groups of settlers are therefore all looking to construct close to the churches in order to be heard. Church points. If buildings of all 3 different types are adjacent to a church on at least one side, you gain 3 points. So, let's find chapter 2, episode 5. Yoink. So, a couple things to note. So now we have that new rule about the churches. There's also 2 wells. Might need to get another bulb in here to get a little bit brighter. But that means, obviously, you have a chance to score 8 points off wells. Great start. Just what I wanted. Let's actually put it right here. So, right here it isn't that bad a start because it's in the middle of everything. Two shaded. Can't get to the wells. Could go over here. Leaves kind of a weird shape down there. Let's do it here. Solid and a short L, so I'll call it. Not a bad spot for that. And just a short L again. I could put it here, but that would be, like, it'd be kind of bad to put it right over here because I would either go around two sides of the well, or I would be blocking off this slash one, which isn't the end of the world, but let's actually go here. Take out some rocks. Alright, we have to build our first church, and that is a different setup than last time. But fortunately, I'm set to place that one. Solid L, huh? No, let's actually put it over here. No, I don't want to go that way. I want to go that way instead. Square and X's. Let's get that adjacent to the church. So I just need these slash lines now to be able to score off of the church. Fortunately, that one doesn't count because we just got another church into play. I want to put it here, but I can't. No room over there. You know what? I'm unlikely to score that church because you need the 3 different building types next to it. I need to get an X and a slash, but it's a decent spot for it. Oh, perfect. Solid. And then, well, here we go. Another church. This one I will put here. I wonder what the odds are you get every single church every time. Because now that's, the reason I put it there is it's adjacent to a well already. I have a square with X's. Actually, I'm going to do this because that covers up 3 spots, -3, but covers up 2 trees, so -1, but completes it covers up 3 spots, which is basically a positive, it's net gain of 3 points for me. But it covers up a tree, 2 trees, which is a loss of 2 points for me. So right now I'm 1 ahead, but now I have all the church types adjacent, or building types adjacent to that church. That's a positive 3 points, so I'm up 4 points out of that exchange. And I need to start getting, I need a couple 2s, which, there we go. So, let's see. I do, no, I'm gonna do it down there. So I need that spot filled in still. Ooh, slash and L. So now I have 2 churches that are adjacent to everything. I just need a 2X, and I'll have 3 churches adjacent to everything. Unfortunately, I got a square instead. I'm not going to place that. Well, there's the final church. I'm going to put it there, because that completes that well for me. Then I can ignore this now. There's my 2X. That is huge, because if I get a solid something here, I will score every single church. But I got a 2x. Let's put that down there. Get rid of some more rocks. We're in a decent position this time. Slanty. So we won't get this well. But I care more about getting the rocks covered up at that point. Let's do it. That's probably a bad call because I need a 1er, a 2er, a 1er to complete it. I could stop, but I want to roll at least once. I'm going to do it twice. If I get a 2, it was so close. So we're going to stop there. -3 points there. 1, 2. 2 uncovered spots. 4 for our rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for our trees. So we're at -1 on that top section. For our adjacent, 1, 2, 3, 4 solid. Slant looks like 1, 2, 3. And X's, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. So that whole section only got me 9 points. I'm currently at 8. I do have 1 well, and this is where I have 1, 2, 3 churches with stuff adjacent. So that's 13 points. So 8 plus 13 is 21. Which, that's strong, actually. Because now we're averaging 19.5 points a game. Which puts us on pace. Well, currently we're at 39. So even if we were to stop now and score 0 points in the last chapter, we are at the Master Craftsman level. But I think we can go higher. Actually, I know we can go higher because it's highly unlikely I'm going to get 0 points. The demands of the church are for more and more land for large church buildings leads to other groups of settlers also claiming some of the scarce building land. Start at the church. The church's building is printed on the sheet and counts as your first building. Your next building must be drawn adjacent to it. This church also gives you 3 points if you manage to construct all the 3 different types. Important note. Passing is not an option. So you have to build. If you can, you start here, you have your 2 wells. Oh, this could go fast because if you can't place, you're done. That's, I think, the first time I got that shape of 4 in a row. We already have another church here. So this has potential to be a much lower score. Like I was joking about scoring no points, but it is possible in this setup to score no points. The reason I'm putting it like this here is now I'm adjacent to both churches. So that's not a bad thing. We have a solid That's 3 points anyways, so let's do it. So currently I have way more than negative 0 points. I'd be way more than 0 points. I don't want to do that. That. Can't put it down here. Could put it here, but that would leave a couple openings. I have to double check one thing. I don't think... You can build on a well. Okay. We're going to do it over here. Yeah, that's no points from that well for sure then. We have a 1-er as an X, huh? Where were those ones before? I could have used that. My goodness. Just need another 4. Instead, I get that. Let's actually do that one right there. Yeah, I need something along there. That will be finding something fairly specific. Ooh, my next church. Need a 1-er to get rid of those rocks. Highly unlikely I'll get either of the wells. Especially if I keep on rolling that. You know what? Screw it. We're not getting any of the wells here. At least we're covering up a lot of area. We have a solid L. So both churches, or these 2 churches are both scoring 3. Solid 2. It doesn't make sense in this area. How would I fit that in well for me? Let's not. Let's make sure that I fill up some of that area. A 2X. Do one well there. 2 solid. Two X. My goodness. How many 2s is that now? That shape with an X. Huh. Ooh, this is actually rough right now because I kind of want to cover up that tree. We're going to just to make sure we get rid of some of these things. I still have like 10 points in rocks and I can't pass. So I literally, like, I can't place this one here because I can't cross the river. So that shape is unplaceable, which means this is horrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Negative 14 there. Trees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yeah, that's 20 minus 18. I might be negative. I have 2 for solids. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for striped, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 11 there. Nothing for wells. And 3, 6. 6. So 17. 17 was including that. So I'm at -1 there. So I'm at 38 total. That's horrible. But, I mean, I don't know that I didn't, for a long time, actually, I haven't had a chance to place this shape. That is just the wrong shape to come up for me. There was nothing I could do about that. Whew. That came quickly, out of nowhere. And so this is actually a rule for Chapter 6 in the board game itself. You can't skip. Skipping there just gives you negative points. But, which it does here as well. It doesn't count up. I don't think it counts up quite the same way. But, my goodness. That was just at the wrong time. Almost. Actually, any other shape I could have used. Like a square, I could have fit that in there. And yeah, it would have covered up 2 points for me. But saved me 4 points. So like, if I had gotten a square and then rolled that, I would have been a +1. That is ridiculous. I was joking about like, oh yeah, if I get 0 points, that's where I end it. But I'm at 38. So I still am a master craftsman. It's kind of like mid-tier for Chapter 2. And that is nuts. Just to give you a preview, we're going to be doing something with money next time. And bandits the time after. And I don't know that I have the sheets from the previous time. I'll have to look just so that I can see kind of where my end score lies. But I think, if I remember correctly, it was like 16, 18, 18. So 36 plus 16, 46, 52. So I'm just going to write Chapter 1. 42, Building Inspector. So right now, to give you like an idea of where I'm at, I would be at 80. And I mean, 80 for overall. Halfway through is Hermit. If I double my score to 160, I'd be an Apprentice. I need to get to 170 to be in the Master Craftsman range. Which means, there's a little bit of ways to go. But also worth noting that like the top levels for your scores, Chapter 1, it's at 70. Like 70 plus is a perfect score. Same with Chapter 2. But Chapter 3, it's 80 plus. Chapter 4, it's 120 plus. So you're building up your scoring. So let's say, just looking kind of at that score increase, you go from 140 for the first 2 chapters as a perfect score to 200. So you're looking at adding 60, so 30. Yeah, you're basically looking at an increase of about 60. So if I have 80 through this, then my math is failing me right now, because I'd be at 160 and then add in, since I'm slightly over average for the scoring, so add in another 40. So I'd be at 200 basically, which would be Building Inspector, so kind of keep me at the same location. But that's been another chapter in My City Roll and Write with some absolutely crazy results. Hopefully it's been fun to watch, and I did not expect it to end quite that quickly right now. I won't lie. That came out of nowhere for me. but it's a lot of fun, and the randomness works for the game. Like it works for my city and works for my city roll and build, and I'm assuming it's going to work for my island, which is coming out, I think, Essen time this year. But I'm excited for that one as well. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, hopefully this was fun for you. If it was and you want to know what else I'm doing, please subscribe. Subscribe and clicking that notification bell. That's going to be the easiest way to know when I go live. Generally, when I go live is Monday at 8:30 p.m. and then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central Time. So I wrapped up ISS Vanguard. Normally I do a campaign game on Wednesdays. I wrapped up ISS Vanguard, 10 playthroughs of that, which is kind of the number that I limit myself to. Normally I start a next campaign game pretty quickly after that. I didn't have a chance to get through rules for something this week, and so I'm not sure what I'm going to be playing on Wednesday. We'll have to see. If you want to know more about the content that I put out, I also have a few other places, I guess I should say, that I put out content. You can check out the links down below in the description, at least for nerdologists.com, where I write a whole bunch of nerdy board game related things, RPG, movies, TV shows, anime, manga, whatever it might be. And then also I have a podcast called 10 Minute Marvel. It's a podcast that I do with a friend where we talk about the MCU, Marvel Comics, everything really Marvel related under the sun. So if you're interested in something like that, you can check that out. Well, with that, thanks for watching, and bottoms up.